What's up, buddies? How you doing? How you feeling? How's everybody doing? I'm feeling, well, I don't know how I'm feeling. It's a complicated story. It's a story of two star-crossed lovers. Not true. That's a joke. We're talking about Rian Johnson and Kathleen Kennedy, the architects who destroyed the Star Wars for us. Why did they do that? I don't know, but as we all know, Rian Johnson was promised. They said, if you direct this Last Jedi for us, we're going to let you make your own trilogy of Star Wars movies, which is an insane deal to offer this guy. He made Looper. He made a couple other little films, and out of nowhere, you make one Star Wars film, we're going to give you 3 more of them? Kathleen Kennedy smoking something, smoking the reefer, hitting that Hollywood nose candy, gives him this deal. But now we're finding out that, who knows, is this deal going to go through? It's complicated. We're going to talk about it. I want you to hit subscribe and join the Vito Nation. Join us. Hit that subscribe button. And let's talk about this complicated story. Is Rian Johnson getting his trilogy? Now the Star Wars fans among us want to say no. He had his chance to make a Star Wars movie, and he bungled it fantastically. I'm not even saying it's impossible that he could now make a better Star Wars movie based on what he's learned. But it's just such a sour taste in your mouth. You know, it's like, I'm trying to think of a good metaphor, but they're all way too dark. I was like, do you want the guy who killed your father to play your father in a movie? No. I don't know if that metaphor works at all. Regardless, we now have this big Vanity Fair interview with I guess, a bunch of people from Star Wars. But most importantly being Kathleen Kennedy. And it talks about how the future of Star Wars is like, well, where are the movies? You guys bought this giant franchise. Are you going to make a movie? And they're like, I don't know. The movies didn't work. We're focused on the TV show stuff now. So, in this story, Kathleen Kennedy does talk about the future of the Star Wars movie franchise. She says, that leaves the question. This is the reviewer saying, that leaves the question, what's happening with Star Wars movies? Kathleen Kennedy says, we have a roadmap. Although Lucasfilm's big screen return is unlikely to follow the same relentless cadence as before. That, of course, being a reference to the fact that they were trying to do one of these movies every year. They thought every year they'd have a big trilogy movie, and in between they'd do a Solo or a Rogue One or a whatever the hell. Quickly fell apart. Too much Star Wars. All right, and you got to plan this stuff out. It's not like Marvel where you can just like make up a story, and if it sucks, delete it from canon, which they've done so many times. I was just thinking about recently how the whole Inhumans TV show basically doesn't count anymore. But everything in Star Wars, you can't write it off. You can't multiverse it. You can't get away from it. It's there forever, so you kind of got to think about it. Kathleen Kennedy says, we have a roadmap. Taika Waititi and 1917 screenwriter Christy Wilson Cairns are going to arrive first. So they haven't even named their movie. I know they're working on it, but we don't know what it's called or what it's going to be. Interesting. And then Rogue Squadron from Wonder Woman director Patty Jenkins further off. We'll see how that is. Patty Jenkins famously bungled Wonder Woman 1984 fantastically. What a terrible movie. The idea that she's going from that to a Band of Brothers piloting movie, that's going to be a hell of a pivot. We'll see. Is it true that Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige will produce a Star Wars film? I'd love to see what he might come up with. That's the way of saying no. And the trilogy from Last Jedi's Rian Johnson that was announced 5 years ago. It's been 5 years since we were told Rian Johnson's going to give you a Star Wars trilogy. That's on the back burner, officially. Kathleen says Rian has been unbelievably busy with Knives Out and the deal he made at Netflix for multiple movies. And then she kind of runs away from it. So, let's be clear. Back burner is a term that can be confusing. Often in the real world, we use back burner as a term for we're going to get to it eventually. But in Hollywood, when a project is on the back burner, it seems like 9 times out of 10 that means it's not getting made. We talk about movies getting stuck in development hell, about movies, scripts sitting on shelves. And there's just so many projects in Hollywood that a lot of them just never get made, even ones that have, big hype. And clearly an entire new Star Wars trilogy from Rian Johnson that was heavily hyped But he is busy. He's making, I believe, a second and a third Knives Out movie. I don't know why. Did anyone really... Knives Out was fine. It wasn't that good, but I guess it must have made a lot of money. I don't know if you guys saw Knives Out. I'm still not sold on Rian Johnson as the great film director of our times. I feel, and this movie felt to me like a Wes Anderson ripoff wannabe that didn't even get all the way there. I was not a huge fan of Knives Out, but I guess people just like Daniel Craig playing a Southern detective. There's a little something to like about it, but I'm surprised they immediately launched into giving him a second and third one. Regardless, the theory has been, and my theory has been, that they saw Last Jedi. They know the blowback from the fans. They know the fans want nothing to do with Rian Johnson. And I imagine that they have quietly canceled this movie. That they know it's canceled. They know it's never going to get made. They know Rian Johnson is hated by the Star Wars fandom. But it would look really bad for him and his career. Let's be clear. Lucasfilm still owes him. No matter what happens, Rian Johnson delivered them $1 billion at the box office. You can say that anybody could have delivered him $1 billion at the box office, but regardless, it happened. He's a golden boy as far as the financiers go. Got the movie to make its money. So they're not going to throw him under the bus and a year after Last Jedi comes out go, by the way, we've decided to cancel his Star Wars project. Because it would look bad for them. It would look bad for him. I don't know exactly what the sentiment is for Rian Johnson, but at the end of the day, he can always shrug and go, made you guys the $1 billion. You can't hate me for that. So I think this is a project that has quietly been canceled, and they're just playing nice because they don't want to hurt Rian Johnson's career. They don't want to throw Last Jedi under the bus because they're still trying to do things in that universe. They want to go, no, Last Jedi is great. We all love it. It's great. They secretly know it's a piece of crap that destroyed their franchise inside out, but they have to pretend we love Rian. He's always a part of the Lucasfilm family, and we look forward to him having plenty of time to work on his Star Wars project. He's just a little busy right now. I don't buy it. I think it's canceled. But we now have Soraya Wilson, who is a USA Today reporter, who is apparently also reporting on some of the comments that Kathleen Kennedy made. I don't know if she also got her own interview. But Soraya says, I want to post this now because I can see I'm getting a lot of requests. Yes, Rian's Star Wars trilogy is still on. No dates or timelines because he still has other projects going on. But it is happening. That's all I know about it. Again, I think this lady's being naive. I think Lucasfilm told her, of course it's still on. Of course we love Rian Johnson. Oh, all we want is another trilogy of Last Jedi subversions of expectation. We can't wait to work with the... Again, I think this is the party line from Kathleen Kennedy and Lucasfilm. I think they know Rian Johnson's time with Star Wars is up. I can't imagine them bringing back one of the most divisive directors in the history of the most divisive. Maybe George himself was the most divisive when he made those prequels. But regardless, a lot of people really hate this guy, and I can't imagine handing him not only just like maybe one spin-off Star Wars film as an attaboy, but to tell him he's getting his own trilogy. I mean, a trilogy is a big deal. Why would you hand it to the guy who made Last Jedi? I don't buy it, but guys, what do you think? Do you think that Rian Johnson's trilogy of Star Wars movies is just temporarily on the back burner? You know, he's going to go make Knives Out for the next couple years, and then starting in, 2025, we're going to start hearing about Rian Johnson's Star Wars sequel trilogy again? Or is it done? Is it done? I think it's done. I think we're being tricked. And would you, let me know, really, would you watch another Star Wars movie from Rian Johnson? Is there any way this man could get you excited for a Star Wars movie? Other than morbid curiosity, because obviously out of morbid curiosity, I would go watch it to see if he screws it up even further. But this seems to me, I never felt like Rian Johnson was a man who loved Star Wars. It always felt like a little hobby project for him. And I don't think he has the passion to make a Star Wars project work. That's my opinion. But let me know what you think. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button and head on over to superkiller.org to sign up for the mailing list for my new comic book, Super Killer. I make fun of everybody else's stories. Time for me to put up and shut up, and I'm making my own comic book. It's going to be great. Check it out. Love you guys. Take care of yourself. And we got more cool videos coming soon.